Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Esser. I am CFO and co-founder of CatheterX, and today I'm talking about our product CatheterX, which is an innovative catheter designed to reduce infection in patients and save healthcare facilities money. So let's talk about the problem that we are addressing. A medical doctor on our team was astounded to find out that 3 out of 4 patients who need a catheter develop a catheter-associated urinary tract infection, or a CAUTI. And this affects 380,000 people in the United States alone in 1 year. And so 13,000 of these are fatal. And we knew that there had to be some kind of solution for this, and we found that there wasn't. The current solution that nurses use is when an infection occurs, they pull the catheter out, treat the infection, and put the same type of catheter right back in. And this is a practice that's been done for the last 80 years, and no innovation has really entered into the market. And this is a cost of over $400 million for healthcare facilities in the United States each year. So we set out to create our own solution, and that's when CatheterX was born. So essentially, we added a third tube into an existing Foley catheter, and this allows for saline to be injected into the catheter and spiral through the urethral tract, flushing out bacteria and preventing an infection from even occurring in the first place. And so it's a preventative measure, and by inserting one of our catheters and doing this motion of flushing saline, there's no need to constantly replace catheters. One of our catheters can replace the catheter that is typically replaced every 10 to 12 days in a patient. And so obviously this saves healthcare facilities a lot of money because they're not spending the money out of pocket to constantly treat infection and replace catheters. So this concept was developed in 2018. In 2019, a prototype was created, and this was all done by our University of Idaho engineering student team. And they took it upon themselves to create this product and then marketed it to the business department and said, hey, we know this is a really good idea and we want to be able to take this to market. How do we start doing that? And so that's where I came in and a few other of my colleagues, and we took this to competitions, to angel investors, and ended up earning $16,000 in seed money in just a couple short months this year. We knew it was a good idea. We talked to medical doctors, to nurses, to investors, and it seemed like almost everybody knew somebody who had a CAUTI and who had an infection in a catheter that went wrong. And so we decided at that point this was a really great product. It's a product that needs to be protected and formed into something bigger than just an idea and a student project. So in June, we filed a provisional patent for our design, and we formed an LLC. And that's where we're at today. So looking forward, we're calling this phase 2, and this is what we are seeking funding for today. So phase 2 would cover 3 main goals of ours. The first is to finish up that patent process and to file claims. And these claims would move to our second point, which would be to finish up engineering and designing of our product. And really this is to make it manufacturable, to just get all of the specifics of it nailed down, and we have a few other design ideas that we have students working on right now. And the third is to start efficacy testing. So we know before we get into clinical trials and FDA approval in the future that we need to have some testing done beforehand. And to another point, our team is largely made up of business professionals, engineers. We have medical doctors and the director of the WAMI program on our team, but we're also really looking to add more medical professionals onto our team, medical students onto our team, and so this funding would really allow us to finish that design phase and search for those team members that we know are critical in moving our product forward. And so with this funding, we'll be able to finish that initial design phase and move towards clinical testing and trials and eventually selling our IP. So what is our strategy? We recognize that there are a few big players in the catheter manufacturing business, and we aren't trying to be in that business. We know that we wouldn't want to go up against them and manufacture our own catheters. And so our strategy is to get our product all the way through FDA approval and then sell or license our IP after asset valuation. So until then, our expenses are, like I just mentioned, our efficacy testing, finishing, designing, and then further on down the road, our clinical trials and our 510K FDA approval. And once all of that is completed, we'd be able to look at that asset valuation and figure out the best route for us. The three potential customers that we would be looking at would be Teleflex and CR Bard, which are in the United States, and then B. Braun is outside of the United States. And these are the really big players in catheter manufacturing right now. We've also talked to a lot of local manufacturers, and the advantage that we have by doing that now is that we can talk to them, see what the manufacturing process is like, and what they're looking for in their product and in their manufacturability, and we're able to go in while we're still in that design phase and make it so that we're using the same material, the same manufacturing style, so that when we do go to those customers and sell or license our IP, it's already been flushed out and it's to that point where it's ready to go to market. So should we license our IP? This is what we would be looking at for royalty payments. This is average royalty payments taken for our type of device, and kind of following that timeline I had before. Ideally, we would like to get it to market sooner, but we recognize it's a long process to get through FDA approval. So if we were to start, or if our customers to start selling in 2028, these are the projections that we would give for the next 5 years, obviously increasing market share each year. So who would be the end user of our product? The largest consumer of catheters is North America, and within North America, hospitals are the biggest users of catheters. But if you think about hospitals and how many units are in hospitals, a lot of them use catheters. So ICU units, long-term care facilities, surgery centers, and nursing homes and geriatric facilities are all big users of catheters. And so, at any point during any day, 5 million catheters are being used. And right now, those are being replaced every 10 to 12 days. So the biggest point I want to make is that this isn't a niche market. This isn't a product for a specific group of people. These catheters can be used short-term, long-term, for any age of people. We have a lot of ideas of manufacturing and being able to make different sizes that are adaptable towards different age groups. So our product really is adaptable through all kinds of segments of people and not just a specific niche market, which I think is really important when we get to that point where we are pitching to manufacturers and customers. So who are our competitors right now? Right now, the silver-coated catheter is what's kind of comparable to ours in the market, but the issue is that these aren't cost affordable, and in fact, there's about 6 times the cost of what a regular Foley catheter or what our catheter would cost. So there's really no catheter in the market right now that offers that low price point, the ability to use it long-term, and the ability to prevent infection, which are the 3 things that are important to our catheter that CatheterX offers. And I want to touch on quickly the opportunity of our business. So I mentioned before that our company is CatheterX, and we did this because we have a lot of other ideas and we want this business to have longevity and not just be a quick sale of an IP. We have a lot of other ideas, and we have a huge network, and that strategic alliance with the University of Idaho really allows us great talent and great people on our team to be able to have other ideas. So this funding goes straight towards the catheter project that we're working on, but later down the line, we really are in the business of helping people, and we want to continue doing that through other products as well. So I'll end with our ask of $50,000 of seed money. and this would be going towards patent fees, engineering fees, and efficacy testing. We are super passionate about this project, about our product. Our team is such a talented team and really committed to moving this forward. And so we really look forward to talking with you further about this, to answering any questions you might have. And we really hope that you see the value in our product that we do. And thank you for your time.